Did you lose something?
Yeah. My wife. Have you seen her?
Sorry, no. Will I do?
As a matter of fact.
I ought to drop this on your head.
After you went to all this trouble, what's the occasion?
Well, my husband holds down 2 jobs and he comes home too tired to eat. This is the least I can do.
Well, as I remember it, I wasn't just too tired to eat. I fell asleep before I could satisfy my other appetite. So let's not waste any time. I want to make love to my wife.
Wade, no.
Oh, your mother's kitchen is positively space age. I don't know how I got all this together, what with coffee machines, microwaves.
Oh, no, thank you.
Honey, you have got to eat something. Don't you know what they say about breakfast?
You can't live with them, you can't live without them.
Boy, I'm sure failing in the comforting department, aren't I?
I'm sorry, Renee. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. Rob made his choice, and I'm going to have to accept that.
Ooh, that is so easy to say and so hard to live. I know from experience, you know, when Asa dropped me, I felt like I was falling through space with nobody to catch me.
Have you landed yet?
Sometimes I think I'll never be on solid ground again. Didn't you say it was Emma's day off? Don't you think you better answer the door? You don't know who it might be.
Who is it?
Cassie, it's Rob. I have to see you.
You understand what to do, Malcolm.
I'll be the soul of discretion, Lord Leighton.
Discreet about what, Malcolm? Oh, Elizabeth, I just asked Malcolm for a personal favor. You don't mind, do you?
Do I have a choice?
Thank you, Malcolm. I'll be waiting your return.
Really? Appropriating my butler. What next?
My, oh my, we are in a foul mood this morning. And Joanna's wedding only hours away.
Frankly, my mind is on more important things.
Nothing is more important than Joanna's wedding.
With Beau and Dee Dee still at large in the English countryside, our fortune, our lives, everything is at stake. You should have your mind on what really matters. Finding them.
Oh, I was having the most horrible nightmare.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even really want to wake you up. It's just that it's afternoon.
Oh, no, I'm glad that you did. I was dreaming that we were being chased by these wolves. They'd surrounded us, and they were just about ready to come in.
Listen. There's no more dream, no wolves, no sharp teeth. Hey, it's just you and me.
Oh, it wasn't a dream. There really are wolves out there.
Stay back. Not so much for the Hound of the Baskersville theory, huh?
Oh, I feel so stupid. He's just a big old friendly dog.
No, if he keeps barking like that, we're still in danger, Dean.
You're right, but somebody hears us. Shh, be quiet.
We're friends. Listen, we're Americans. World War II, Lend-Lease, Churchill, Roosevelt.
Mr. Bevins? Mr. Bevins? Where are you?
Somebody's coming.
I know. It's a woman. Sounds like there's a guy named Bevins with her, too. Listen,
Shut up. You speak English? Shut up.
If you've caught another poor rabbit, I promise I'll give you a thrashing. Mr. Bevins, do you hear me? Stop barking and come here.
The dog. He's Mr. Bevins.
Yeah, but he stopped barking when he heard her voice. Now, we can get him to go out to her. Maybe she'll leave the barn.
You're right.
Get out of here.
Go on, go back to your mama.
Go.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go back to your mom. Go on.
Mr. Bevins, why did you stop barking? If you harm that rabbit, there'll be no scraps for you tonight. Mr. Bevins, where are you? Oh, there you are.
My people in England are doing everything they can to handle Beau and Dee Dee. In the meantime, there is the wedding. The most important moment in my daughter's life.
You picked the wrong time to get sentimental, Henry.
It is more than sentiment. Despite what you think, there are greater passions than greed and revenge. My daughter's happiness is all I live for.
Don't lecture me about love. I loved my grandson and my granddaughter and lost them both thanks to the Buchanans. That's why I want their power and their money, because that's the only punishment they understand.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth. We both have good reason for wanting Beau and Dee Dee recaptured and for bringing off the wedding today. Once Joanna and Robert are married, I'll control Alex Crown's legacy.
His son might have other ideas.
Robert has no abiding interest in money. With a little persuasion, I think he'll let me handle his inheritance.
My dear Henry, how will that help us if you're in jail?
I give you my word. Beau and Dee Dee will be safely locked up in Wellesley Hall by nightfall. Now, just make sure the flowers and the decorations are in place. Everything must be perfect for Joanna.
Just find Beau and Dee Dee, or this happy day may end in tragedy for all of us.
What do you mean, no? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I'm sorry.
Then why'd you pull away from me?
Breakfast. I made all of your favorites.
Oh, no. You're my favorite breakfast. Eggs and bacon can stay cold as long as things are warm in this bed.
I have some muffins in the oven that I really should go check on because they're going to burn.
Then turn the oven off. I'm not going anywhere.
I have a better idea. Okay, why don't you go take a shower, and by the time you get out, I'll be right here waiting for you.
Oh, a compromise, huh? But you better hurry, because this is going to be the fastest shower in recorded history.
Cassie, I'm not trying to torture you. Just let me in for a minute. Just long enough to see your face.
Why?
Honey, why don't you let him in? The man doesn't sound like he's trying to hurt you.
Cassie, please. Sometimes choices aren't as simple as they seem. I know you hate me. I don't blame you, but I can help you understand why I had to do it. Cassie, please, you owe me that much. You owe it to both of us.
Cassie, honey, trust your heart. Why don't you let him in? See what he has to say. What have you got to lose?
Excuse me, Mr. Cornell.
Malcolm, what are you doing here? Make it quick.
Lord Leighton would like to see you, sir.
Lord Henry? How did he know I was here?
Sir, he said it was important.
All right, I'm coming, Malcolm. Let's go.
Cassie, darling, if you don't open that door, you are never going to forgive yourself.
I can't, Renee. I can't. I don't trust him. Don't you understand? I will never believe a word he says.
Darling, you may not think your love is strong enough, but I do. Believe me. After all the smiles and tears I've spent on men, I guess I don't know them as well as I thought.
Renee, I know exactly what Rob was up to, all right? He came over here because he had a guilty conscience, and when I wouldn't play along with him, he went right back to Joanna.
Well, maybe so, but I still think...
Renee, you said so yourself. Maybe we just don't know men as well as we think we do.
I guess you're right. You know, I thought that nothing would ever come between Asa and me. Now he's put all his trust in Bo instead of following his own instincts. And now, Rob, it is so obvious to me that that man loves you. And yet he keeps turning to this Leighton woman. It just doesn't make sense.
I am going to stop wasting my time trying to figure Rob out. I'm going to go after my own interests. I'll go to Switzerland or Timbuktu, anywhere to forget about him.
You can run away, honey, but you can't hide.
Renee, anything is better than what I am feeling right now.
Well, then, it's time to stop philosophizing and start doing. And I expect I know what's got to be done.
No, now listen to me. I don't know what you have up your sleeve, but Rob and I are finished.
Maybe so. We'll see. I gotta be going. Oh, I hope you're gonna be okay.
Renee, here you are, worrying about me, and I haven't even made a dent in the investigation that you asked me to take. I did talk to John, though, and he made some inquiries in Switzerland.
Darling, look, I really appreciate it, but right this minute, you are coming first. Now, honey, this too shall pass away, and if it doesn't, we're gonna give it a swift kick in the pants. See you later.
Bye.
Okay. I just set the world's record for the fastest shower. Where's my gold medal?
Wait.
I know, I'm wet. Just pretend like we just came out of the ocean and we're about to make love on the beach, minus the sand.
Well, hello, lovely. Did you miss me as much as I missed you?
How did you get in here?
Oh, come on now, don't be frightened. You're not exactly Snow White anymore, are you?
You stay away from me. You stay away from me.
Oh,
or I
you'll
swear-
scream. I remember. You Dresden dolls are the first to crack.
Go of me.
So pure and perfect on the outside. Hair like gold, skin like porcelain, but touch you in the right way and you turn into an animal, don't you?
You disgust me, the sight of you, the touch of you.
Go on. Go on, keep telling me you hate it. Don't tell me you put on this get-up to dust the furniture. You were waiting for me too, weren't you? Hoping I'd come back.
Hoping? Now I know you'd come back. Except you took your own sweet time, didn't you? Don't you know that it's rude to keep a lady waiting?
Well, well, what do we have here?
Do I have to spell it out for you?
Seems like Snow White's grown sick of the dwarfs and Prince Charming, and now she wants a real man, flesh and blood.
Are you going to talk, or are you going to do something?
My old boss, Donald Lamar, was right about you. You are your mother's daughter, aren't you?
Mr. Bevins, you know how much I hate these games, and you should be minding this sheep.
Thank God she's going.
Bevins, you've played your last trick on me. You willful hound. This time I'm going to give you a good smack on your...
Hello. No, that's a fine dog you have there, isn't he, honey?
Yeah, yes. Is he a champion?
Who are you? And what in the name of the British people are you doing in my barn?
Well, there's a very good explanation for that. But first, why don't you put down that blunderbuss?
Better still, why don't you stop talking?
Oh, please don't shoot us. We don't mean you any harm.
Oh, poachers never do they?
No, is that what you think? Poachers? No. No. We don't want any of your sheep, your dog, or anything. See, my wife and I, we were out for a stroll, and then we got lost, didn't we, darling?
Yes, and then we saw your barn, so we took refuge for the night.
We don't mean to trespass. As a matter of fact, we'll be on our way just as soon as you just lower that gun.
You're not from around here. Americans.
Yes, and we've got a long way to travel, so if you don't mind...
Mind? Well, Ducky, I love Americans.
You're not going to shoot us?
Shoot you? Oh, you mean this? Oh, of course not. My husband may he rest in peace, was born in the States, St. Louis, Missouri. My name is Corkins, Edna Corkins. And you be?
Oh, wait.
Oh, I see. You're lovers, not poachers. Oh, well, my dears, feel free to stay here as long as you like. I know how romantic this place can be. Mr. Corkins and I spent many a happy afternoon here ourselves before he went to the other side.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mrs. Corkins.
Oh, call me Edna, sweetie. Oh, and if you develop an appetite, I've got sausage pie and brown ale if you want some.
Thank you, Mrs. Corkins.
Yes, thank you. Bless you. And Mr. Bevins, too.
Is it safe to laugh now?
Yeah, yeah, for a moment, I think we're safe. Yeah.
Thank you. Climb on up there.
I'm a big boy.
Deed, listen, what do you say we take up Mrs. Corkins on her offer for sausage pie and brown ale?
Well, not yet. You don't want to disappoint your hostess, do you?
Disappoint?
Well, you heard her. She thinks we're just a pair of innocent lovers looking for a place to be alone.
Well, yeah, well, we are lovers. It's just that we've kind of passed that innocent stage a while back, you know?
Well, it doesn't make the atmosphere any less romantic. Now, she said Mr. and Mrs. Corkins used to spend many an afternoon here, and now I think it's time for Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan to carry on the tradition.
Dee, listen, I'm a real traditional guy, but we're still in a lot of danger.
What, Mrs. Corkins? She's alive.
No, I'm not thinking about Mrs. Corkins. You know, they already caught up with us once. If we don't get out of this countryside, we're running a greater risk of getting caught again. You know, whoever took us to Wellesley Hall, they want us back real bad. So the sooner we get to London, the safer we're gonna be.
Yes, I agree, but we're not going to do any traveling until nightfall. Am I right?
Well,
I'm not going to let this moment pass us by. I want to make love to my husband now.
You're wrong about me. My mother had too much goodness in her. It made her feel guilty she couldn't relax and enjoy it. I can. I'm twice the woman life ever was. Oh, if she could see me now. Is this what you want, Griffin? There's plenty more where this came from.
What's wrong? My lip.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Trouble is, I like it. I want more.
More?
Much more.
Thank you, Malcolm. That will be all.
How did you know where to send your henchmen?
Malcolm is a loyal employee of Elizabeth's. He was merely doing me a favor.
I asked you a question, Lord Henry. How did you know where to look for me?
My dear Robert, every bridegroom is entitled to a case of cold feet, as long as it doesn't lead him too far astray.
I had to talk to Cassie to try and explain.
My boy, I know you have feelings for Cassie, but it would be a grave mistake to mislead her into thinking that the two of you still had a future.
Is that your civilized way of issuing a threat?
I don't need to threaten you, Robert, or Cassie. The only fact you need to know at this moment is that the wedding will take place as planned this evening.
I've been doing a lot of thinking, Lord Henry. Joanna had her heart set on a very big wedding in England. We both know that she wants her friends to be there. Why don't we postpone it until we get back to England?
No! No postponement. No cold feet. And no excuses. Do I make myself clear, Robert?
I was only thinking of Joanna.
Then give her what she wants. You. With or without a lavish ceremony, with or without her friends in attendance, Joanna wants you to marry her today, Robert. I will not let you disappoint her. Understood? Good lad. Now then, go home and put on your most dashing attire. The next time, I want to see you with my daughter. And both of you looking as perfect as figurines atop a wedding cake.
Rush off?
Oh, listen to you. First, you don't think we have enough time to make love, and now you don't want me to leave. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Well, I can't help it if my husband is the world's greatest lover.
You know something? I can't either. Whoa. Pretty rough, huh?
Well, what's the matter? Don't you like it?
I like you. Period.
Really?
Really.
You're not just saying that, are you? I mean, because you're so much more experienced than I am, and if there's something that you want to tell me, some way that I can improve, then just let me know.
I think if you improved any more, you just might kill me.
So it was okay for you?
Honey, it was more than okay. It was great.
You don't know how much that means to me. I want to be a good wife to you in every way.
You're the best. As a matter of fact, you're better than I ever thought. I learned a few things this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I told you. You're loaded with potential. All we had to do was tap it. Guess that's what love does, huh?
Love. Yeah, I guess it does.
I'm gonna have to skip breakfast. I'm really late, okay? Would you call me later? Call?
Sure. Wait, though, don't you think you need some shoes?
Shoes. See, you got me so hot and bothered. I forgot the basics. Just a sec. What's this?
It's just a pair of high heels.
Oh, I can see that. Whose are they?
I found them in the stuff I brought over from the carriage house. They used to belong to my mother. What's so funny?
I just can't imagine you in a pair of shoes like this.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty funny.
Listen, your dad is gonna kill me if I don't get to the station right now. Would you try and miss me a little bit?
I'll try. Hurry home.
Got it.
Thanks, Mom. Wade says I'm a good wife now.
Oh, I'd ask if that was great for you, too, but if it wasn't, I want a divorce, Ted.
Don't you dare. It was wonderful.
Even in an old hayloft, huh?
Especially in an old hayloft.
Oh, I thought so, too. You know, you look like you're 1,000 miles away.
Well, actually, more like 2,000 or 3,000. Back in Landview. I can't stop thinking about that phone call you made back home.
I know. I've been thinking about it, too. You know, one minute, we're headed for freedom, and I just make a call back to my pa. The next thing we know, the constable shows up, and he tries to take us back to Wellesley Hall.
So there's got to be a connection.
Yeah. Whoever I talked to at Ace's place called the constable and told him where we were.
No, but that doesn't make any sense. Who would answer the phone at Ace's and betray us?
I don't know. But it proves one thing. Whoever kidnapped us is capable of anything. I mean, he's even infiltrated Ace's house.
Yeah, but why? And why hasn't your father and your family come looking for us? Aren't they worried about what's happened to us all this time?
I don't know. For every question you ask, I've got 10 more. We just have to wait till we get to London and get the answers, huh?
If we get to London.
No. Hey, listen. Don't even say that, all right? Because I don't care what happens. I don't care what's going on in Landview. We've still got you and me together, all right? That's not so bad.
That's all I need.
Go away. Oh, shoot. It's Emma's day off. I already gave. Go away.
Cassie, it's me, John.
Hi. I didn't come into the office today because I didn't think I'd be much help.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I just came by to see what happened to you yesterday.
Look, if you are here to talk to me about Rob, I appreciate your concern. I know you mean well, but if that's all you're here to talk about, you can leave.
That's only one of the reasons. The other reason that I'm here is I want to talk to you about one of our clients, Renee. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, can we discuss business someplace a little more comfortable?
All right. Work probably is the best thing for me right now. Okay, so what'd you come up with?
Well, not as much as I'd hoped for, but I think you want to hear it anyway. Dr. Bruner. He's a very real doctor with a very real reputation for brilliance in the field. And now his record's unblemished except for the last 2 years.
Yeah, what happened?
No one seems to know. Seems a good doctor vanished without a trace. No explanation, and he just as mysteriously turned up about a month or so ago.
Now, wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. People do not just disappear and then suddenly reappear. I mean, doesn't anybody have any idea what happened?
If they do, they're not saying. Least of all, Dr. Bruner himself.
There's one phrase that you always taught me to remember in this business. Cherchez la femme.
Yeah, a woman. I couldn't help thinking the same thing. Love does strange things to a man.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Well, I'm sorry I can't give you more to go on.
No, this is great. Meanwhile, we'll keep looking, and I'll give Renee this information. Thanks.
It takes care of one problem.
John, don't start.
Come on, Cassie, it'll do you good to think about.
No, it won't do me good. Now, I know you mean well. I know you do, but right now, I really need to be alone.
Okay. I won't push you if you don't want to open up. I won't force you. Yeah, damn it, yes, I will. I'm not going to leave like this. Now, whether you want to hear it or not, I've got something else I want to say to you.
My brother's wedding. Listen to me. I am all talked out about Rob.
It's not about Rob, it's about me. I lied. It's about both of us. Look, Cassie, a part of me was jealous when you took Rob over me. And, well, I'm not proud of it. I guess that's one of the reasons that I wanted you to see the truth and why I brought Joanna into town.
I told you before, you're forgiven. It's over and done with.
No, you've got to understand, Cassie. See, jealousy wasn't my only motive. I was concerned about you. Look, I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to see you used or lied to. And maybe one day you'll believe that. At least I hope so.
John, the truth is, you did me a favor.
You don't have to say that, you know.
No, I mean it. I was living in a fantasy, and you made me see that Rob and I were really never meant to be together. And I know that now.
You really mean that?
Yes, I do. I never meant anything more in my life.
Tarzan and Jane were a big hit, and I have you to thank for that.
The swinging vine worked.
Oh, like a charm. Now, I have something that I think will really challenge you.
You're kidding.
Oh, is it impossible?
Honey, nothing's impossible to a man of the theater, but Anthony and Cleopatra?
Well, the barge is the really important thing. See, I want you to transform the bed so that when he walks in the room and sees me up there, it's like I'm cruising the Nile, trying to win him.
If this doesn't get him, he's an ass.
Can you do it?
Did Merman do Gypsy? I'll get started right away.
Oh, great.
Well, Fred, what's going on? You designing a new set for Melinda's show? Is that it?
Something like that, boss. Something like that.
Something like that. Fred, Melinda, I see you're taking an interest in all aspects of your show now, huh?
Well, you know me, Tom, a professional to the nth degree.
Oh, well, that's absolutely wonderful, Melinda. I heard some scuttlebutt. Something about you having a surprise guest on this evening's news, and you know how I hate surprises.
Yes, well, all right. I heard a rumor about some big goings-on at the Sanders Mansion, and it concerns Sir Henry Layton.
I see. Well, then, what's this rumor all about? Huh?
Well, I can't tell you. You see, I really don't think I ought to say anything until I see it first. You know, I wouldn't want to ruin the story.
Of course not. But, Melinda, I do think you could trust me. Huh?
Well, of course I can trust you, Tom. It's just that if you'll just let me bring the camera crew in there first and get this, and if it turns out the way I think it's going to, then in the editing room you can see it, and I'm sure you'll give thumbs up.
Or thumbs down.
Please, please, Tom. This could end up being the story of the year.
Yes, they're all very lovely, Mr. Morse. I'm sure Lord Henry will approve.
Indeed, he does. Thank you, Mr. Morse, for adding just the right touch to the day and for keeping it to yourself.
Thank you, sir. And may I add, it's been a pleasure to serve such a distinguished gentleman.
Yes, quite. Goodbye, Mr. Morse.
Well, as you can see, the house is all ready for the wedding. Now, have you heard from England?
Not a word. But I shouldn't worry.
Shouldn't you? You stop gazing at those flowers and face the truth. Our plan is about to unravel, just when we're on the verge of having it all.
You must have faith, Elizabeth. That's what weddings are all about.
If you were in England tending to your business instead of playing Cupid to that lovesick daughter of yours...
No, that's quite enough. My daughter's wedding is part of our plan. The best and most important part.
Oh, please. People get married every day and divorce almost as easily. If you expect me to care about a few I-do's when our entire future is at stake... Good Lord. Listen to us. It isn't enough that our plan is unraveling. We're unraveling as well.
It's just as much my fault as yours, Elizabeth. Tension of the day, Beau and Dee Dee still at large. Shall we call a truce?
Agreed. In any case, there's only so much we can do about Beau and Dee Dee. Now, about the wedding. I trust you have kept it from the prying eyes of the news media.
Naturally. No one will know about Joanna and Robert tying the knot until after it's tied. That way I can be sure that nothing will prevent my daughter's dream coming true.
I'm not gonna let you go.
Dee, listen, I want to stay here all day, but we can't.
Mrs. Calkins' sausage pie and ale can wait.
I'm thinking about the American embassy in London, you know? As soon as we get there, we're gonna be safe. And then I swear, as soon as we're back home, I'm gonna buy a new house. It's gonna be just one big, giant hayloft, okay?
You think I'm being childish, don't you?
No, ma'am. No, I'm a firm believer now that nothing beats a roll in the hay like real hay. And plus, I heard a rumor The happiest children are conceived on farms.
Children, Bo, I thought you said you weren't ready yet.
No, well, I wasn't. But I am now. After the year we've spent, all I want is you, me, home, kids. That's all. And darling, we're gonna have it all, too.
Unnecessary, Constable.
I'll be the judge of that, Mrs. Corkins. Now step aside and let me see your car.
Sorry I'm late.
It's okay, Wade. No problem here. I hope there's no problem at home.
Oh, no. Things at home are great.
Oh, good. Go for Mary Lynn, too.
Sir, your daughter's the greatest. Marriage is the greatest. Don't I look like a happy guy?
To me, you look like a grinning fool, but I like that look better than the one you had when you came back from your honeymoon. You seem so tense.
Oh, that stuff's all over with now.
And, Mary Lynn isn't talking about her mother anymore.
No, now that you mention it, she hasn't brought up her mother's name in a long time, except for the shoes.
The shoes?
Nothing. She has completely gotten over her mother's death. There's no guilt, no regrets at all.
Good.
She's never been happier.
Well, you really came through for me, Mom. I was so inexperienced, so unsure of how to make a man happy. But you showed me. You showed me what married life is all about. Promise me that you'll always be with me. I love Wade, and I want more than anything for our marriage to work out. And with your help, I know it will. I just know it will.
Renee.
I knew it.
Knew what?
That look in your eye, the same grim expression I saw on Cassie's face.
Renee, look, I'm very busy, so if you don't mind.
Oh, I know how busy you are. I was at Cassie's when you were knocking on the door. I was also there when we opened it and found you gone again.
I'm sorry. I don't have to explain myself to you.
No, you can go on living this way, staying just as happy as you are, both of you. Or on the other hand, you could swallow your pride, start telling the truth, and get back together again, which is where you belong.
Renee, I know you mean well, but just leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Turning your back on the woman you love for the woman you don't. Well, that makes sense.
Look, you want to help Cassie? Help her get over me.
Is that what you came to tell her? Is that why you were knocking on her door?
I came to look at her one more time. To say that I'm sorry. And that I hope all her dreams come true. With me out of the way, maybe they will.
Oh, you foolish, foolish man. You are her dream. If you'd start being honest with yourself and... Whoa, wait a minute.
What is it now?
That is a very serious-looking suit for a summer's afternoon. Somebody died.
Nobody died. Now, look, Renee, I told you I was busy, so would you please go?
What do you mean, one last time? Are you going somewhere?
Bye, Renee.
All right, I will go peaceably. But just tell me what is going on.
Take good care of Cassie. That's all I ask.
What are we going to do?
Just stay behind me.
As if me and my sheep have ever given you trouble.
It's trouble I'm trying to save you, old girl. This pair I'm looking for was last seen heading in this direction. Now, I've already searched your neighbors. All that's left is your house and this barn.
You've been watching too many police shows on the telly. We don't have any criminals in these parts.
Imported from America. Very dangerous, too. They stabbed a man at Wellesley Hall.
Stabbed?
Yeah, that's right. Now you can see why I've got to find them before they do you or anyone else any damage.
But what if she...
What's in there?
That is called a barn, Constable.
Oh, very funny. I know what it is, but what do you keep in there?
Hey, just A.
Why is it I don't believe you?
I haven't seen any Americans. I haven't seen odd air of any Americans, if that's what you're implying.
Now, steady, old girl, I'm not implying anything. But they could have snuck in here without you even knowing it. Now, step aside. I'd better check it out.